Thank you for tuning in. It's Reid here over at Reid's Fly Shop in Edmonton. Today we're going to do a little bit of tying and talking about the new Squimpish hair that we have in at the shop. So it comes in a variety of colors, lengths. It's kind of like a cross between bucktail, polar bear, but you have like a lot of nice length. It's a little more flowy than polar bear, a little more airy. You can also get it in blends. So the blends have the synthetic fibers, some natural stuff, and some flash mixed in. They're all mixed by hand, which is kind of cool. So we'll be tying something like that. We're using a Ahrex TP610 in a 4/0. With these flies, I always like to weight them a little bit using an 035 lead on the shank, leaving a little bit of room in the back and also a little bit of room in the front, just to give us some room. So we got our thread started. So for this one, we're using the green olive Squimpish hair, and we're going to tie a little bit in for a tail. Now, even though this stuff's tapered coming off the hide, it's not actually tapered, so you can sort of work it like that. Tie in something like that for a tail. Now if you wanted to with the excess, you could rework that. You could use that in a smaller fly, maybe. Throw a little bit of flashaboo on the back end. With anything like this, you want your flashaboo to extend just past your tail, just to elongate the profile of your fly. Because it's a pike fly, we're going to throw some Zap-A-Gap on. Can't have too much Zap-A-Gap. Now I really like this Squimpish hair when you mix it with some bucktail. Using the bucktail to really like bulk up the Squimpish, give it some room to breathe and move. So notice we're moving ahead on the hook shank. The reason we're doing that is to keep the bulk down on our fly, stop us from using too much material. So using a 200 denier gel spun, you can really bite down on it. We're not going to trim off the excess. We want that for bulk. So we're just going to leave it. Push that bucktail back without stabbing our fingers. So when you're reverse tying, you're kind of working it back and forth and working yourself back up against the hair. Using a gel spun thread, it can start to slide. So I like to take a little bit of Zap-A-Gap and just hit the thread, just to stop it from moving on me. So now we're going to throw in a nice Squimpish hair wing. bit more on the bottom. And just fold that back over top of your bucktail. You'll notice how the bucktail kind of bulks that up. Keeps your fly from getting too skinny and pencil-like in the water. Throw some flash in there. Just kind of work it around the hook. So for this one, we're going to rock a little bit of yellow and olive for colors. I find that's a really good color combo for like a little pike or walleye imitation. Then we'll finish it with some more Squimpish hair. So with this last part of Squimpish, I want it to be about the same length as the rest of my fly. Push everything back to give myself a little more room. So just something like that. So just talking about the Squimpish hair, this is like a little sucker pattern that Koi tied up. You got some olive, some tan Squimpish hair in there. It looks like you used some gold ripple fiber as well, and some tan bucktail. So you can tie them any size that you want. You can tie them big, tie them small, but it's just a great material that really adds to the profile. This is one that we tied up a while ago. Sort of a little pike imitation, if you will. You got some saddle feathers for the tail. It's tied on shanks, so it articulates. And again, you have the Squimpish hair for that profile. Bucktail inside, really bulking it up. And then using the Squimpish on the big stuff. So this is kind of like a T-bone style fly, but without the body tubing on the inside. It's all reverse tied bucktail. But we have the Squimpish right there, sort of mixed in just to add to the fly in general. There's so much stuff that you can do with this stuff. So all the materials, hooks and stuff that we used, including the new Squimpish hair and blends, are all available in store and on our website at reidsflyshop.ca. Thank you for tuning in.